Two things may stand out to you in today's review. Firstly, this special numbered edition of this watch at 1500 is now sold out. And secondly, the comment section of reviewing any of these watches called Seagull 1963 and their movements quickly resembles the Monty Python classic skit when Michael Palin pays to go and have an argument. Yes, this is not a quote-unquote authentic Seagull 1963 classic watch, and you could of course just call it a truly stunning homage. And also, yes, it has a red star on it, and that is triggering to many. So if you're keen on arguing, I invite you to the comments section, my dear viewer. So why cover a watch that's sold out? Well, there is a link in the description to keep an eye on what this company is doing, and there are more amazing releases incoming. And with 1500 of these out there, I've already seen a couple up for sale. So perhaps you are researching a second-hand one, and that's the reason you're here, or you're wanting to find one, and this is step one. Should you actually bother with this very special version, or just buy one of the many clones from AliExpress or the like? Now that's a question only you can answer, but let me tell you this. Handling this particular model, it's easily the most refined and beautiful version I've seen to date, and this is my third review of the watch colloquially referred to as the Seagull 1963. So if you want to see why I state that, stick around and let's have a closer look at this one. Much like with food, you consume some products with your eyes first, and the packaging here is really very good. Classy and understated, all the way through to a beautiful watch pouch, and even a book detailing the decisions made leading up to production. They've done a really great job here. The watch is larger than the model it's based on at 40mm in diameter, but only 45.5mm lug to lug. A 20mm lug width makes it easy to fit other strap options, and probably the only thing to call out here is that at 15mm it's rather thick to accommodate sapphire both front and back, a moon complication, and an intricate and beautiful dial. 50 meters water resistance and 2-year warranty is reassuring, but I certainly wouldn't use this chronograph function nor pull the button out in the water, which is pretty standard of course. Now this champagne-like dial is clearly the first thing you'll notice, and then you see the concentric circular pattern of the subdials, and really it's quite a sight to be honest. On paper, these rose gold indices should not quite work, but they absolutely do, and there are no problems with legibility, nor does it seem like a compromise from the original. It's really quite a beautiful dial that shimmers and glows under seemingly any light. As per usual, we get a small seconds hand at the 9 position and a minute counter on the right for when the chronograph is engaged. The logo and print is crisp and equally well made. These blued hands are not painted. They are genuinely heat treated to achieve this finish, and it's something you tend to see on, amongst other brands of course, Nomos out of Germany. It creates a completely different sheen to painted hands, and you do notice the difference. The large seconds hand is painted darkish red, and again all these elements hold up to close-ups as you can see here. Speaking of close-ups, the moon phase is another detail that's incredibly interesting to view, and not just by day, which we'll come back to. Photorealistic with a matte finish, it adds some nice depth. To set the moon complication, move the hands to match today's face, or quick adjust with the side button with a pen or something pointy enough without being too sharp of course. All in all, I hope I do the dial justice today since it really is very beautiful in person. Even the dome sapphire crystal does a reasonable job offering the same warmth you get from the acrylic of the originals, which in no small part is likely down to the warm shade of the dial and indices. An all-polished case and pushes complements all this bling nicely, and a signed push-pull crown is obviously expected and appreciated here. However, the star of the show, as those of us that have seen these watches before have come to expect, is the manually wound movement around the back. The ST1908 by Red Star is described as the natural evolution of the original movements, and I tend to agree. What you do get here is an absolutely stunning movement, and once again, the polishing and attention to detail is truly worth appreciating, and of a much higher standard than what I've seen to date. So let's just appreciate that for a moment. The custom-made strap is short hair nubuck on the outside and smooth calf leather on the inside. It has a signed buckle and quick release spring bars. Whilst I think it's a good strap, it's probably not as luxurious and eye-catching as the rest of the details on offer here, but I am nitpicking now. So what does it look like on other options, I hear you ask? Well, let's have a look is my answer, and the surprise fave is probably black canvas. Lume is traditionally used to tell the time, but it can of course also be for decoration and or fun purposes. And what is the only thing you'll see on a dark night away from cities, or perhaps in the cockpit of an old fighter plane? Yep, it's the moon and the stars. This is once again an excellent watch from this company based in Belgium. Much like the bronze one I covered previously, and whilst I again appreciate it's sold out right now, you can either try to source this second hand or at least cast your eyes towards this website and get in on the next release, because they will sell out. When it was on sale, it was an extremely reasonable €479, and what they have achieved at this price is truly brilliant. I don't know what they have in store next, but if it's anything as good as this, then we are in for more treats. So what do you think? Are you ready for an argument, or just wanting to tell me that I'm right and this is a lovely homage that deserves to exist? I hope so. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.